All right, everyone, here we go with an energetic weather update. As I said I might do one. I said it on some video anyway. It's probably extended or something. We're in a new cycle right now. I call it a year and some change. It's about a 13-month cycle. It's a core energy cycle. It's got some astrology that's happening in it and all of that, but it might show up in some of your horoscopes. I'm not sure. I don't really care. I'm not your astrologer. I'm telling you, energetically, we're entering a new cycle. You might start to feel like things are new, things feel different, things are happening differently. Yeah, it's for a reason. I'm going to show you this pre-shuffle here. It's just the surface energy. I asked the universe, what do you want to talk about here with this new cycle, this energy weather update we've got? Well, we are moving forward. There's a lot of information that's either coming at you or is about to. Early stages of this cycle, this new cycle, contain a lot of communication. All right? And you're probably going to see it a lot in your readings that you get. Not just from me, I know y'all cheat on me, it's fine. Other people you watch. Going to be talking all about communication. Right? Probably. Keep in mind, it's always up to someone's free will. Okay? I'm talking about different type of information here. I'm talking about information in the energy information, things happening that make you note something, that help you figure out something that's going on in your life or has been going on. Okay? So pay attention to that kind of stuff. Will you get communication with people? Maybe. I don't know. But anyway, we are moving forward here. And this forward movement contains a lot of information. Now, it's crossed by the Five of Wands. That tells me there might be a few of you watching go, no, it isn't. Nothing's happening. Okay. Maybe. For some of you, it's just, you're going to try to, first of all, it says don't try to fight this forward movement. But for others of you, you may not notice it right away. You may not. I'm serious. You may not. You'd be like, well, what the fuck was he talking? Fuck that. Right? There's also an energy here where you might fly off the handle about things. Any little thing that happens will set you off like it's a big deal. You'll make mountains out of molehills in this energy. In the early stages of this cycle, not the whole cycle. In the early stages, you might make mountains out of molehills. Okay? Somebody might say something to you and you're like, you turn into a fucking fire-breathing dragon. All right? Try to keep that in mind. I'm just riffing on the energy. I'm telling you everything that's here. I can tell you we are moving forward. There's judgment here. It's a huge energy. There's some sort of shift that's happening. I don't know how to phrase it, so I don't want to put a bunch of hocus pocus on it. I mean, I'm not quite sure how to phrase it. In real world terms, you can imagine somebody moving a house. I don't mean you sold your house and bought another house. I mean, you said, fuck it. And you bought some land somewhere and you got a truck that comes and just picks up your house and moves it. I mean like that. That's something for your mind's eye. I'm not saying you're doing that. I'm just saying in 3D, how would I describe this energy? In 3D speak, that's a good way to put it. What's happening is a karmic shift. Something's happening. There's a lot of karmic debt that's being it almost feels like forgiven, but I don't want to say it's being forgiven as much as it's, the terms are changing. It's making it easier to pay off. Can I put it that way? It's a bit of that. And that's the hocus pocus side. Either way, there's an emperor right there. Just stay in control. Right? Stay in control. The energy is there for you to tap into your masculine energy. Whether you're male or female, we got both inside. Tap into your masculine energy. Maintain control, because off we go. Right? Strap on that seatbelt. Right? Or strap on that strap-on. One or the other. Either way, we're moving forward. Whatever floats your boat. Let's go. Let's shuffle the deck here. All right. Let's pull 3 cards and a bottom card. That's just the surface energy. Fuck. I know. It's crazy. All right, let's go. 3 cards and a bottom card. I'll clarify whatever needs clarifying. It's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you. But this cycle is happening whether anybody looks at this as entertainment or not. This cycle is happening. It's a new cycle. I've already noticed it, but I pick up on things long before anybody else. That even applies to me in the 3D. I pick up on things that nobody knows. If I call customer service, like at the cable company or something like that, or the electric company, and I'm talking, they don't know what I'm talking about. And then, like 10 minutes into the call, oh my God, we're getting flooded, and that kind of, all of a sudden they know exactly what I'm saying. But for the first 10 minutes, I was crazy. It was crazy talk, right? Well, keep that in mind here. This is a cool cycle. It's going to make It's the energy that's gonna, it's starting about now, starting around Halloweenish. It's the energy that I think, the cycle that I think is gonna make 2025 a better year than 2024, for sure. I'll tell you. Certainly a bit more flowy, if that's a word I can use. All right, it's timeless. You're all moving at different speeds on your timeline. Let's go. Enough fucking shuffling. God, 8 swords is at the bottom. The environmental energy is 8 swords. Why is 8 swords? Hold on a minute. My nose is running like a DM again. All right, and 9 wands. Well, these will be crossing the center card. I don't want to just talk out of turn. Knight of Pentacles. 3 of Pentacles and the Star. Yeah. Okay, so we've already talked about the cycle and the energy and what it's doing and all that kind of stuff. This might be not for all of you, or it might be for some of you now and then some of you later on in the cycle. There is a propensity. I said early in the cycle, there's a propensity to blow things out of proportion, make mountains out of molehills. There's a propensity as the cycle continues on, right, to be aware that you might get in your own way. Stay the fuck out of your own way, okay? And how do you do that? By not allowing this energy in, okay? You put yourself in 8 swords. There's always a way. Try to remember that. Make that your mantra for the next 13 months. There's always a way. Okay? Whether we're talking about a bad thing that happened to you or a good thing that happened to you, because every year, every cycle is a mix of both. Both are present. Right? It's not all roses and rainbows. I'm not going to sit here, change my voice over to somebody who sounds like they're on meds going, oh, it's going to be wonderful. It's going to be a terrific 13. Everything's going to go great. Right? No, it ain't. All kinds of shit's going to fuck. A couple of you going to have a car stolen. A few of you going to break a leg. Okay? And sometimes some things are going to go good. They'll find your car. Or your leg will heal. I mean, I don't know. Just all is well. Everything, there's always a way. That's your mantra. That phrase, there's always a way. Okay, will keep you out of this, whether it's good or bad, because there's a good energy attached to this too, and you might get in your own way on some great opportunities. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Giving you some reality. Most of it feels pretty good, but there's good and bad. They're both there. They both have to be there. All right, you can't just hook up the positive side of your battery in your car and expect it to start. You got to hook them both up. They both have to be there. All right, it's just the way it is. It's not going to be perfect, but I tell you, I think 2025 is going to be better than 24. I will tell you that. Good Lord. All right, here we go. All right, let's talk about, do I even need to clarify any of these? I mean, did I just not cover it? Let's do something crazy. Well, sound like Bob Ross. Let's get crazy. Right? Let's get crazy. Let's paint ourselves a happy little rock. Let's cut the light seer deck. Okay. You ready? Oh, good look. My sitting king. Let's just pull another reading. I don't have to. I've already covered it. I read the shit out of that energy. Between the pre-shuffle and that, I read the shit out of it. That's what you need to know. Now let me read the shit out of something else. Let's pull 3 cards. People gonna hate me for this. Let's pull 3 cards on the bad and 3 cards on the good, and let's start with the bad. And I'm using the cheeriest deck I've got, the light seer, right? What bad could come out of the light seer deck, Steve? It's a lovely little deck, isn't it though? That asshole emperor on the Papazon chair, yeah, it's a good deck. What's going on here? Give me the ugly, right? The good, the bad, and the ugly. Let's start with the ugly of this cycle. 2 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands, 9 of Pentacles. You might feel like your freedom is limited, right? 9 of Wands is crossed by the Queen of Pentacles. It's not. It's not. You've got everything you need right there. You will have everything you need at your fingertips, metaphorically speaking. But the tendency will be to get in a almost entitled, it's not enough kind of energy. No, I want to have that. Right? I want 2 thrones. Why do you need 2 thrones? I don't know. You got to park and maintain the other throne, and it's a pain in the ass. No, I just want 2. I want to know that I could get up and sit in the other throne if I want to. Okay? You might take on that kind of attitude. So there's a sense of entitlement that might roll in. That's the ugly. Okay? That's the ugly. It's fine. Good, good. Terrific. Now what's the bad? I said the good, the bad, and the ugly. We started with the ugly. Now we move to the bad. Now what's the bad? That is an ugly energy. It is on some level. It's annoying. See somebody who's got everything they need complain. Right? You're going to go be a crybaby in front of a homeless encampment that you only got the 3 series and you wanted the 5 but they didn't have one. Go ahead, pull up your 3 series up to a homeless encampment. I'm sure they'd love to hear how they didn't have the 5 in stock. So you got stuck with a 3 series. You know, fuck you. Right? Seriously. It's like, you'll be lucky if you get out of there with your teeth. I'll tell you. Hell, if I was just walking by and I heard you doing that, you'd be lucky you got out of there with your teeth. So this is what I'm talking about with this kind of energy. All right? There's a tendency, even if it's out of character for you, it's fine. It's a very powerful cycle. It's an energy. The reason I'm pulling on it, the reason it came up in recent readings, and the reason I'm pulling on it is because it's a very pervasive energy. It's an energy that goes right through you. Right? It really does. It's like comfort food on a cold day type energy. It gets in your bones. You know, you could feel this energy, this cycle. Sometimes cycles are there, we don't really notice it. It's a bit of a wisp. No, not this one. All right, the bad. What do we get? We're just about done shuffling here. The universe doing this to me. It's giving me a great card at the bottom. And then it's going to fuck me at the top. I know it is. All right. Yeah, what did I say? I was talking about the bad when I grabbed this deck. I said that asshole emperor in the Papazot chair. I said, what bad could come from the Lightseer deck? Right, with that asshole emperor in the Papazot chair. There he is. I knew. It's like I knew. Right? Yeah, I did. I could feel him. Oh, and the lovers. And why is the emperor here? Ace of Cups. Well, the bad. I guess I said earlier, break your leg or have a car stolen. This might be worse for some of you. It's not a great cycle for hookups, for getting some, for meeting new love. It's not a great cycle for meeting new love. It's not. There's a lot of... But it's not that you don't meet any new love. There's just a lot of chaff to sift through, right? Before you get to the wheat. They say separate the wheat from the chaff. There's more chaff than there is wheat in this energy. For some reason, and I don't know why, I'm not going to sit here for 2 hours and try to figure it out. I'll do that offline and tell you later at some other point. For some reason, this cycle gets a lot of these emperors. The Burger King got to have it their way entitled. You see the little bit of ugly entitlement here that you might even have, right? It gets these fuckers for some reason outside, off the Papazon chair. I mean, he liked to sit around all day and watch sports. I haven't seen emperors getting off Papazon chairs and going outside since there was some kind of Major League Baseball strike or something like that during baseball season. You know I got 2 uncles that had nothing to do when there was a baseball strike at one. I don't even remember when it was. I just remember they kept calling me. Like, oh my God, these are guys that are like glued to the TV all the damn time. For some reason, something about this cycle gets these emperors outside and in your way. All right? So you'll have to sift through it. That's about it. You might, which means make sure you know what you're looking for. Make sure you know how to spot a Burger King. I try to teach you how to read people. I try to do it here. I do. You know the Hermit. You know the difference. The Hermit is crossing the Lover's card here. You know the good from the bad. I probably should have shown you this. This is why I know you're going to be doing a lot of separating wheat from chaff. Because this guy right here, as this energy reflects, an out of balance emperor, all King of Wands, Burger King, got to have it their way, is not worth cracking this beautiful jello mold for. All right? So hold back. Use your wisdom and hold back. You're going to be doing a lot of separating wheat from chaff. It applies to lovers. It applies to friends. It applies to whatever. You know, Jimmy Buffett got a line in one of his songs, good times and riches and son of a bitches, I've seen more than I can recall. Right? That's another one of your, you may say that at the end of this cycle. Good times and riches and son of a bitches, I saw more than I could recall in this cycle. You might have. Right? Just keep it in mind. Okay. Let's get to the good. How about some good? You want some good? Let's do some good. We got the good, the bad, and the ugly. All right? It looks like most of the bad and the ugly has to do with entitlement. Okay? So, yeah, it's true. There's a lot of entitlement out there. All right, let's do some good here. Let's see what we get with the good. The good. What do we got? Okay. All right. Well, we had a good card at the bottom each time, so I can't really comment. It's justice. It's nice. I like it. It's a balanced energy. It's happy. Well, okay, I could phrase it this way. So far, let me see what's fueling. Oh, yeah, the Queen of Wands. You know what? I can dig it. This is what I said about 2025, too. I think it's going to be a more fun year. We can say all we want here. Yeah, you might feel like at times, you complaining about you want a second throne, or you don't have a car, but you want a car, but you don't need a car, so what the fuck you complaining about, or what do you need the second throne for? You might have to separate the wheat from the chaff. You might have good times, bad times, good times and riches and son of a bitches. You might see more than you can recall. Maybe. But overall, the environmental energy is quite fun. There's fun here. All right, 3 cards. Page of Pentacles. You learn a lot. Fun. I told you. Look, I'm making this shit up. It's the Queen of Wands. It's the Knight of Wands. The Queen of Wands. Yeah, it could be. Well, she right there, right? She right there. This is her daughter. Okay. It's the Knight of Wands crossing all that fun. It's fun. You can have a lot of fun, and in the process, most of your learning this year, in this cycle, we'll say this year because it's about a 13-month cycle. Most of your learning, which is normally, some kind of dark night of the soul. We got to do the inner work. Where silence, the answers are in the silence, the law of pure potentiality and all this other shit. No. Not in this cycle. Most of your learning is through fun. Fun. It's a good way to separate the wheat from the chaff here. Okay? It's a good way to do it. If you're not going to have fun with a Burger King. They've got to have it their way. That's no fun. Doing everything somebody else's way. You got to have there's compromise, but you got to have it your way at least once or twice, right? Fun. That's where most of your learning comes from. And it's a nice balanced fun, too. Like, I don't think you'll need bail money. That's wild. That's great. I'll tell you. What's red? What's red with the Page of Pentacles? He has a straight card. Yeah, there's a lot. This is one. But this is like a zest for life. A lust for life. Right? Who was it who did that? Was that Iggy Pop? Lust for Life? That song? Yeah, it's ringing right there. Okay? There you go. That's the good. You're learning. Most of your learning in this cycle comes through fun. Maybe she learned not to set fire to my drums. I don't know. But I recommend, I'm going to say for 2025, because this cycle dominates. It's not the strongest energy of 2025. I didn't really mention it in my write-up for about 2025 per se. It's just the most pervasive energy. It's the one that you feel the most. Okay? That's really what it is. There's a whole plate of, think of the energy as a whole plate of food. There's a whole plate of food, right? Big pile of mashed potatoes, big pile of corn and peas and stuff like that, a big old steak and all kinds of stuff on the plate, a giant salad, one tiny little thimble-sized pile of habanero pepper, right? That's the one you're going to feel the most when you start eating through that plate. Most of the year's energies are what they are. There's a little more of them than normal, but there's this one little pile. You can call it ghost peppers if you want, don't care. You just know, you even touch your tongue to it, you will know this energy is there. And this is why, this is the energy. Anytime you pick up any of this, anytime you're making mountains out of molehills, you're being a big baby. Well, if I didn't win, it must be rigged. Anytime you're being a big baby here, you want more than what you've got, right? Want the second throne. Or anytime you keep running into Burger Kings, you keep having to separate wheat from chaff, you know that this energy is there. All right? It's there. But right here, there's a lot of fun to be had. And this is the biggest energy here. This card is the biggest card that I've got in the bottom, in the environmental energies. It's a giant energy of justice, and it's all right there on the surface, rooted around fun. It's a terrific energy. There's a lot of healing that happens here too. A lot of healing, okay? There's a lot that will happen during this cycle of energy that will make you forget. You know, you'll learn from it. But because of how the fun energy plays out and how the learning happens, you'll kind of forget. You'll be like, who? Kurt Cobain? Who? Who hurt me? Who was that again? Right? There's a lot of it. This is the kind of, like, if right here, if somebody was in pain, right? They came into my tent at the carnival and said, could you pull a reading on this party I'm supposed to go to tonight, Steve? I'd say, okay. You know, I see you're in pain. This party is the cure for it. I think you should go. It's fun. Just don't try to go too deep with anybody. Just have small talk and have some fun. Really, this fun is where your learning comes this year. There's a lot of it. There's a lot of zest for life here. There's a lot of good energy to pull out of this. Okay? These, just be aware. Be aware of anything negative I said here so that you catch yourself. As soon as you acknowledge a negative energy, it goes away. Right? A devil, a con artist, a con man, a con woman, as soon as you acknowledge, you call them out, they go away. That's it. It's gone. They're not going to bother with you, right? So it doesn't matter. I'm just giving you examples of negative energy. I'm not saying you're going to get conned or anything like that, but it's true. So if you find yourself making mountains out of molehills or wanting a second throne for no reason and being a whiny person about, oh, I wish I had this, I wish I had that, or whatever it is, acknowledge it. Remember what I said. It'll instantly dissipate, and you can get back to some fun and learning, a little bit of lust for life here. Very nice, very nice. I'm going to clarify one thing. Straight card. There's one more energy around this because it's feedbacking off of the star card up there. Very interesting. Let's see what's going on here. You know, I often say that's my banging card. It is. It's got a lot of, I said lust for life, right? I was going to use zest for life, but that just reminds me of the old Zest soap commercials from the old days. Zestfully clean. Now I'm going to have that ringing in my head all day. Fortunately, I'm not zestfully clean at the moment. All right, let's go. The strength card. I got a couple of cards that just blew out and fell on the floor. Let me get them. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. The Magician, the Five of Cups, and there's a Four of Cups fueled by an Ace of Swords. You may pick up, how do I phrase this? You may try some things again that you once rejected. You'll find that they're different this time. This applies to foods. It's always a good example. Foods are always a good example. Oh, Steve, I hate whatever. I hate that food. Try it again under this energy. Things under this energy go differently. Okay? Something, and these would be things you rejected, things you think you don't like. Try again. This applies to people as well. Even if it is chaff, like some kind of fucking Burger King coming at you, you might find there's something about that person that's worth cracking open the Jello mold for here in the Ace of Cups. Or at least giving them a little bit, okay? I'm going to give you a tip in this energy. Everybody and everything you meet, give them just a little bit of what's in the Jello mold here, okay? Just a little bit. A little bit will go a long way, all right? And that applies to changes you want to make in your life too. A little push goes a long way in this energy. Try to remember that, all right? All right, all right. That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. If you like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate all the subscribers, everybody who shares, and everybody who watches. And I would bookmark this reading and refer back to it. This is a 13-month cycle. I'm not going to keep talking about it in readings. But, you know, I would bookmark it if I were you in case some of this stuff comes up and you're like, oh, God, what did Steve say about that? Oh, shit. You know, like that. You could go back and watch it. Don't ask me where it is because I don't know. I'll forget I even did the reading. So, anyway, that's your reading. Good luck.